Hello, Hola, Konnichiwa, Salaam, Ciao Namaste. Peace to all. This is the Pink Elf in the Room conversation. And what we will be discussing for today is about just why we're not given the answers. What do you mean by not given the answers? Why we're not given the answers to life? All the things you think would be kind of like a video game, like you could easily get the cheat code and be on your merry way. That could be relationships. That can be success. That could be certain knowledge you desire to go forth with. That could be understanding the cosmos itself. Maybe even further, what you call God, Goddess, Creator, in a sense. Why exactly do you not have those answers? Let us begin first with this. The first thing you have to understand is the reason why you do not have those answers is because you are creating an experience and you have forgotten everything. You probably think to yourself, well, how did I forget this? Why did I forget this, in a sense? You forgot because you chose to forget. Now you might be thinking, well, why would I choose to forget this? You choose to forget these things so you can grow yourself and evolve yourself to something new. You see, when you have all the answers to everything, it can be boring. If you know everything, you know how everything will go, it will be boring. Perhaps maybe not right now. You might not think, in a sense, being on this planet as you are, that it's boring. You would probably be very fascinated with it. But if you remembered everything like that, it might be boring to you in a sense because you know everything, you've seen everything, you've done everything, and everything is everything, and you realize that in a sense. So you've now played a game with yourself to create a new lifestyle of what you desire or desire to experience in this life in order to move forward wherever you choose to go. Think of it like watching a rock go down a hill. You don't know exactly where it's going to go, but you placed it down that hill to watch and see what would happen in a sense. And that is what you've done. You've created that purpose to see what could possibly happen with you, what you choose. Perhaps you lay a few specks of remembrance inside of you. I know for me personally, in my experience, what I remember of self is how deeply I cared to help people, how deeply I cared to help this planet in a sense and growing it and evolving it. It was embedded in me when I was a little child. I couldn't help it. I felt very much close to that. And maybe those things are a part of you in a sense. Maybe it's not what I feel in a sense, but there might be something similar or might even be something completely different that rotates between who you are as a person. But when you roll that rock down the hill, you don't know what happens until you choose to see what happens in a sense. Perhaps you'll go down there with the rock to grab the rock, or perhaps you'll do something else with the rock instead. But you've made that choice very clear in a sense of what you choose. You gotta remember that this is simply a game you are playing. You are playing this game because this is the only game out there. In this game, you play to experience every bit of who you really are. From the lover, the queen, the king, the hater, the healer, the murderer, the god, the goddess, the creator, the infinite, beyond, the cosmic, the lowly level, whether it's the third dimensional, the fourth dimensional, the fifth dimensional, whether it's to be the scientist, whether it's being the witch doctor, the doctor, whether it's being the mother, the father, the child, Whether it's being smart, whether it's being mentally challenged, you create these moments in a sense, and you may not think you do, but you create it to experience those things in life. And what you choose with those things is up to you in a sense of what you create. It's all your choice. Everything is your choice. And most of us believe that everything is out of our control in a sense, but you have to remember this distinctly. The only thing that is in your control in this world is of you. You have control of self, how you react, how you think, how you feel, how you take things in, how you keep your body in check, how you keep your mind in check is all through you. No, you can't do anything about that. You can, of course, coax and persuade people to grow people around you to evolve. And that's where the saying comes, what you see in others, you see in yourself. If you wish to grow your intellect, give intellect to another, give knowledge to another to grow yourself, and it will come back tenfold. If you wish to gain more money in a sense, then give money away and watch it come through. You might think, well, I don't know about that and this and that, but you don't have to go all out and crazy in a sense when it comes to that. I'm not just talking about money, but to add on to that, if you let me make it more specific in a sense, if you desire to gain your own wealth, then give away what you have and realize you have enough. If you have some food and there's someone starving and you know that you will have money in your pocket later to get more food, then give it away to someone else who needs it, because the truth is you will know in your mind that there is more where that came from. You will know in your mind that you constantly get more income or you constantly get more money. And there's no reason to worry about that. If you allow yourself to worry, then it won't happen in a sense. You see, because you're giving it a second thought. If you don't give anything like that, which is in your mind, perhaps a negative thought that is bothering you in life, whether it's bills, whether it's trying to get to your goals in life, whether there's a certain situation with someone or whatnot, if you keep that in your mind and you're frustrated and you can't seem to find a way to solve it, that is why. Don't give it a second thought. Just come with a new conclusion of how you're going to go about it, or don't worry about it at all. And realize that at the end of the day, you will create what you desire. Hold on just a sec, you guys. Hold on. Sorry, you guys. For you guys on Instagram, if this shuts down or whatnot, you can watch it on Periscope and on YouTube, just in case it shuts down, because one of the ones we're working with, and due to the plug, it's not working correctly, but we're still gonna go on one way or another. But you have to realize again, you choose everything. Make the choice to create that better lifestyle for yourself if you so choose. And the question is, why is it so important to forget? Sorry for that again, you guys. But why do you forget? In any sense, you forget because of the simple fact that, again, it's a part of the name of the game. Um, if you knew everything, if you remembered everything that is going on around you, it would be completely boring. And you might think that, well, that doesn't seem boring because it means I can avoid all the issues and problems. Yes, yes, and yes again. You can avoid all those issues. But if you knew all this information to the highest standard of who you truly are, in any essence, you would find it very boring because you would know everything, you would know how everything works, and eventually, maybe just a few days to a few weeks to a few months, you might get bored. And you might think to yourself, again, why would I get bored of that? Remember, you're getting all that information that you once didn't have in this physical body. Now you're getting it back. You know everything about everything in the entire world. Anything you wish to desire to know, you now know in a sense. And having that ability eventually gets boring and dull because of the simple fact that you'll know how everything goes in the end. When you forget, you enjoy each and every moment for what it is. And creating or choosing or deciding if this is going to be a better moment or if this is going to be a negative moment. Will this be your last, as you say, survival, or will this be your greatest moment in time? It's all up to what you create as you've already forgotten and allowing yourself to remember who you are. The cycle continues, refreshing yourself, refreshing your memory over and over. But of course, this does not mean you can't remember. You might remember for the simple fact to change or evolve something on this planet. It's all up to you because in the end, you are merely doing an interview or a review of who you are as a person after you die later on in life. And you, after your review, you choose what you will create, what you will do next in your lifetime, your next lifetime, in being who you truly are. But why are these choices and why is your will so important to all these things in a sense? Why would you choose those things? You make those choices in your will to create a better moment in time or a negative moment in time. It's all up to you, really. If because of the reason of you forgetting, it gives you a chance to make a choice on which way you take things in everyday life. That depends on you, whether you go for everything you desire or you go for everything you feel you need to because of the fact of maybe the situation of what's going on in your environment in where you live in a sense, believing that there's no this is who I am is what many of us will say due to our environment, not realizing we have a choice to change how we think and how we act, even in our environment. Yes, our environment can play a key role in us forgetting these things again, and this is why you have to make choices on how you are going to find what works for you to get past those areas and be more of who you truly are instead of what people think you are, or what your environment thinks you are, or what your environment or people tell you or think you are. Don't let anyone think for you because of the fact that you have your own individual mind and you know you better than anyone else. So choose wisely what you care about in self. But last, of course, to all of this is the conclusion of all this. In conclusion, you are playing a game, and the reason why you don't really remember any of these factors, any of the things going on in everyday life, the reason why you don't have the answers to anything is because it is a game of remembrance. It's not that you don't have the answers, it's that you have to realize that you know the answers. And I'm sorry I didn't add that to the entire discussion, but you have to remember At the end of the day, you know the answers to everything. But it's a choice to remember, because if you keep telling yourself, I don't know, then you will not know the answer. But if you say you know the answer, and you know the answer, you will create creatively in your mind what the answer truly is. Don't doubt who you are or how amazing you are. You literally have the answer to anything you desire. But you may have to take a deep breath and breathe. You might have to relax. You might have to calm yourself. You might have to relax for so you don't get frustrated if you feel you don't have the answer. You do have the answer. This is your sixth sense, your sense of knowing. You have the answer to these problems. But it's up to you on how you create it. Remembering that you forget, because at the end of the day, if you did remember fully everything, it might just become dull to you. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong about that, right? That your will plays a key role on everything that goes on around you. That you are playing a game, and the choice is yours to create whatever you desire through your will. You live on for eternity, not as this body, but as a soul, shape shifting each and every time through each lifetime. Create what you desire and realize how beautiful, how magnificent, how amazing, how divine, how magnificent you are as the gods, the goddesses, and the creators within. So, to everybody out there, have a good morning, a great afternoon, and a fantastic evening. To everybody, peace and namaste.